Hello everybody. Right, this one's for Alan Solomon. Alan, I'm sure I'm a bit late coming in on this one because the thing with the lorry breaking down and getting a new truck has thrown me back a bit. I've been going back from my book and I owe you this one, so I'm sorry if I'm a bit delayed. He said, started on a CX, not getting many jobs. So, this could be many different factors. Firstly, your vein factor is probably price. You might be going a little bit too dear. Now, I've done videos on what the rough price is on what you should charge now with a crazy price of diesel now. It's all gone up a little bit. You know, the prices on a small van are now not too dissimilar to what they used to be on kind of a long wheelbase, and everything's clocking up ad infinitum. Having said that, if you were quoting the cheapest price, there's a good chance you'll be getting an awful lot less phone calls, a lot more phone calls rather. So what you could think about doing, taking your price down a little bit. Take it down by 5p, take it down by 10p every time you quote. Take your minimum price down from, if you're in a small van, so my minimum price used to be 40 quid, I'm going to take it down to 30, 35. Then, when the phone starts ringing off the hook, you start going, gone too far the other way now, start clocking your price up. And that way you'll find the natural level that your prices work in your area. Obviously, you don't want to do. There are caveats. Don't start quoting a £5 for a job. Don't start quoting so cheap that you can't make any money. You've got to factor them things in yourself. But I mean, remember when Tony started, he said like the black cabs on the Knowledge. So I did my first job for free. I rang the geezer up and I said, "This has all the makings of your lucky day. This is my first job. You can have it for nothing." The guy said, "All right, I'll take it." And it just gets you in because once you're in the process, sometimes it gets very dispirited at the beginning. You want to get in the spirit of running, you want to get in the groove of things, you want to learn how the thing works. You slowly but surely adapt to it. And if you're just quoting too dear, you don't adapt, then you get dispirited. Then you start, you're waiting around, you get to a bit later on in the morning, you go, "I've had enough now, I'm not even going to bother for the rest of the day." And it falls into something, you fall into a rut. A bit like when you're in one place for too long and you keep quoting and nothing comes up. Sometimes I just move. I move 15, 20 minutes down the road. And then woe betide me if the job comes up for 5 minutes where I was before. But just by moving, I get a fresh start, I get a fresh head around it. Whereas you're sitting in the same place for a long time, starts to get a rut. So think about your price. Other thing you've got to think about, what time you're starting. I mean, you want to be, if I can't get a job for the morning, I'm looking at it from about 6:30. This is way too early. You don't really need to be looking at it till about 7:30, but I'm awake at 6:30, I'm looking at it, I'm making me floss. I'm looking at it, I'm watching breakfast news, I'm looking at it. Just because you might get lucky. That one job might ping up. If you wake up early, you wake up at 5:30, start looking. Might be an airport job. Oh, well, I'll have that because there's going to be no one else looking. I'm on that one. If you're thinking, I'll have me breakfast, take the kids to school, I'm doing that, I'll start looking 10 o'clock, the majority of jobs might have gone. So even if you can't do it, you've got to take the kids to school, you've got to do that. Just keep an eye on it. You'll see what jobs come up. Oh, well, there's quite a lot of jobs coming up between 7:30 and 8:30. It's not much coming up after 10. Maybe I'm going to have to work away restructuring my day if you can. So that could be a reason you're not getting it. The other thing could be location. Whereabouts are you? You know, if you are in the hub, if you're in Milton Keynes, if you're Coventry, if you're Manchester, if you're Slough, there's a good chance you're going to see a few jobs. If you're looking all day long, and you've got it on the 30-mile radius, and you've got the scope of what you can do, there aren't many jobs coming up, then the difficulty you're going to have is the fact that you're in an area which isn't busy. So what you might want to think about in this case, say for example, you live like kind of Lincolnshire way, you think, I'm going to get up a little bit earlier in the morning, I'm going to head west, I'm going to fly along till I get closer to sort of, past Cambridge, Bedford, find myself something to perch up, and then when the jobs ping up, I'm going to be the guy at the services on the A road, on the A428 or the 421 or on the motorway, ready to go. I can be there in 15 minutes because the main three factors that will get you will be money, distance to pick up, and time. They're the three things that will normally dictate where you're getting a job. But if you're struggling at the moment, there are things you can try and do. You can maybe try and lower your price a little bit till the phone starts to ring, and then maybe crank it back up again till you find a natural level. You can maybe swap your area, and maybe you can swap your times around. I always used to love it if I could get a job on the night before, dropping early in the morning, because as I'm dropping early in the morning, the alerts are coming up, and I've got, say for example, I've got to go hour and a half, 2 hours to my drop off. The alerts are pinging up, and I'm thinking, right, I should be able to do that one. Ring them up, go, I'm due to drop in an hour. I can be in there straight afterwards, give you a decent price, take you home. Mate, I hope that helps. I hope maybe since I've done this video, things have improved for you. I don't know, but I hope you are taking care and taking money.